Alright, so today I want to show you guys how to divide fractions with models. And the problem we're going to start off with is 5 divided by 1/4. Another way to think about that problem would be to say how many 1/4 make up 5? How many times can 1/4 go into 5? Right? If you were thinking of something like a side note saying 12 divided by 3, right? I might say, how many times can 3 go into 12? This is the same idea. How many times can 1/4 go into 5? So the first thing I want to do for a problem like this is to represent 5. So I'm going to draw a model that shows 5. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and this one's going to have to come down here to 5. Okay, so that's my 5. And I'm trying to see how many groups of 1/4 do I have. So I'm going to draw each one into fourths because that's my denominator. That denominator tells me how many pieces make up each whole. So I have fourths. Alright, and I'm trying to make groups of 1/4. So in this case, each one is going to be a group. So like 1, 2, 3, 4 in this one. Since they're all the same, there's 4 in this one, there's 4 in this one, and there's 4 in this one, and 4 in this one. Now each of these is 1/4, making 4 parts. Okay, so there's 4/4 to make up a whole. 4/4 make up a whole. 4/4 make up a whole. So I could also say 4 times 5 to give me 20 would be my answer. So 5 divided by 1/4 is going to equal 20. And this problem comes in when we do, like some people might hear it, keep, change, flip. But we teach it as 5 divided by 1/4 is the same as multiplying by its reciprocal. So that's 5 times 4 over 1 to give us 20. We keep the first, change the sign to multiplication, flip the second. Dividing by 1/4 is the same as multiplying by its reciprocal. And this kind of problem you might come across, instead of doing a whole number divided by a fraction, maybe you have a fraction divided by a whole number. So in this case, I'm taking 2/3, and dividing means like breaking something up or cutting it or splitting it. So I'm going to take 2/3 and I'm going to split it into 3 parts. Okay, so the first thing I need to do here is to draw a model of 2/3. So I have 1/3, 2/3, right? And dividing is breaking it up. So now I'm going to cut it into 3. Now I have 1, 2, 3 parts. Okay, so 2/3 is split into 3 parts. 1 part, 2 part, 3 parts. And this would be like saying there's 2/3 of a pizza left, and it's going to split between 3 people. So person 1 gets this much, person 2 gets this much, person 3 gets this much. The question might ask, how much does each person get? Well, each person is going to get, you can see, 1, 2 pieces, but now it's 2 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So each person is going to get 2/9 of the whole pizza. And if we did it our other way, where we would say 2/3 divided by 3, that would be the same as multiplying by its reciprocal, which this would be kind of like 3 over 1. So its reciprocal would be 1/3, and I would get 2/9 of a pizza each. Last model we did dividing a whole number by a fraction, dividing a fraction by a whole number. Now we need to divide a fraction by a fraction. And just so you can see it, I'm going to give you an improper fraction. So if you had 9/4, divided by 3/4. This would be like saying, how many 3/4 in 9/4? Be the same idea. How many times can 3/4 go into 9/4? So 9/4, I notice that my top number is larger than my bottom number. I have an improper fraction, meaning it's more than 1. So I'm going to make a whole, right? And it has 4 pieces. But this here is only 4/4, and I need 9/4. So I have to make another one. And now I have 8/4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8/4. So I need to make another one. And 8 and then 9/4 are shaded. 9 parts are shaded, and each whole has 4 pieces. Now I want to take it and break it into groups of 3/4. I'm trying to see how many groups of 3/4 we can get. So that would be a group of 3/4. That would be a group of 3/4. And this would be a group of 3/4. So my answer is 3. If we had 9/4 of a pizza and each person got 3/4 of a pizza, how many people could have pizza? 3 people could have pizza. The other way that we've been talking about, 9/4 divided by 3/4 is the same as multiplying by its reciprocal. Reciprocal is also known as its inverse, 4/3. Cool thing you can do with this, right, is when we're multiplying, you can reduce beforehand by looking at the cross products. Okay, so I'm looking for common factors. 4 goes into 4 one time, and that same number 4 also goes into 4 one time. 3 goes into 3 one time, and 3 goes into 9 3 times. So that same number has to go into both of them, and you're just dividing. 3 times 1 is 3. 1 times 1 is 1. Have an awesome day.